So here I am, back on the 250, with another day's work. Today's job is to strip off the front suspension, because I am not trusting these seals, because they look gone. There's no oil on here, but I'm not going to trust them, because there's no point. I'm replacing these rubber lines as well for the brake lines, but I haven't got them yet. I'm waiting on them, because with motorbikes you can't just go into a shop and buy parts that easily. But yeah, a few days ago I was down here, I was working on it, tried to sort out the timing to make sure that was all right. Went through it with the points, went through everything, and discovered it's not on the clip because we didn't actually record that bit. The timing's out. It's 180 out. All the left points are firing on the right side, and all the right points firing on the left. So going through this bike, someone has been through it. Definitely, I said that in the last part, but someone's been through the engine and put the crankshaft 180 out. I mean, it's not going to affect this bike because it has a lost spark system or whatever, so it fires all the time anyway, so it's not really going to affect it when it runs. But yeah, I'm going to insert that clip now of us working on it, time lapse it.
Right, voiceover time. Sorry about that. But in this part, you can see us trying to we've taken everything off the engine and we're rolling it over to find dead center of each cylinder. And you can see us constantly checking because we discovered that someone had taken up all of the valve clearance and just tightened the valves, the screws, all the way down, which isn't what you want to do. In your valves, between like all the push rods and stuff, rockers and stuff, there needs to be a small clearance. There wasn't on this engine, which is terrible, really. So you can see we're going through it. We've got feeler gauges out. We're doing what we have to check it. And on this bike, it is kind of annoying because the way you have to adjust them, as you can see, I'm holding a spanner to hold the engine in position so we can adjust them when they're in the right position on top, dead center, on each cylinder. And yes, this is a two-person job on the CJ and this engine, which I think is the same engine in the Dream, the 250 Dream, the G5. So yeah, this is what we're doing. It's a process of get the feeler gauges down there, which is, like I said, annoying because it's in the recess and you don't get much of a gap to adjust them. But take your time. If you've got someone holding it in position, like you can see my arm is steady there, you can do it. It's not difficult. It is actually part of maintenance on vehicles, even newer vehicles. You should be checking stuff like this. So yeah, this goes on for a while. I'm just going to cut the clip here and go to the next bit.
So like I said, that was us going through it a few days ago. It seems to run a bit odd, a bit off. It's hard to start, which is making me think, as it has points and condensers, the condenser's gone. So, in my bag of tricks here, I did buy a GP condenser. So I will be throwing that on there. You can get kits to eliminate most of it, like a little electronic module. So I am going to probably get one of those in future, but just to see if it is the condenser like I think it is. This was like £8. I'll throw one on. The one on there looks original, so it's probably blew it, or it's old. So yeah, that's one job I will be doing today. And like I said, I'm going to start stripping that, so I need to find a better camera angle, get some tools, and...
Right, now voiceover, because the audio in this bit is unusable. Because there was someone shouting in the background, because I'm working out of my garage. And somebody was just shouting the whole time. So as you can see, taken the bits off the bottom of the wheel, on the bottom of the fork, sorry. Got the wheel out. And then after that, it was a case of taking off the mudguard and the pivot arm for the brake caliper. The brake caliper on this is the same as the 404. It pivots on a moving arm. It's actually an adjustable part. Like you have to check it every now and again and readjust it. And then what we'll do after this, I think we took all of the headlights off, everything off the front of the bike, like I said in the previous bit. After that was we stripped the forks down. One of them didn't have the stanchion out, and no, there's no video of this because I forgot to turn the camera on. One of the stanchions was stuck in the bottom of the fork leg. So I got, what you can do is in the old books, it was like just get a broom handle and shove it in there. I got a socket extension, shaped it down a bit, and just used a load of extension bars, socket, jammed it in one end, or the top of the fork down, and just undone your little Allen bolt on the bottom. And it was a good thing I was doing all this because when we did tip the old oil out of them after this, it was milkshake. Water had got in, the seals were gone, and it was really bad. So it's not worth the risk if you have an old bike in unknown condition. If the seals look a bit weird, just replace them. And the rubber brake, and the rubber hoses at least. Just replace them in any old vehicle, because you don't know if they're any good. Because the rubber hoses might look good, but they smell from the inside. Fluid will go through one way, the brakes will stick on, and it won't release. Or they'll just pop, and then you have no brakes. Which is also terrible. Worse, even. But yeah, that was it. On to the next bit.
Things have progressed. Originally, I was planning on doing all this anyway, stripping it all completely, but it's all off. These are just... It was really grabby on the headstock, steering, so kind of a good idea taking this off. All the grease is all dried up. Didn't trust it. The moment we started taking the chocks off and then moving it, it was horrible. But yeah, front end is completely, basically, exploded off my bike now. So yeah. Front end is back on. Mostly. The seals were stuck in the fork legs, tubes, bottoms. Also had to make a tool to get the bolt out because the bolt wouldn't undo. It was just spinning and the dampener was there. Tops back on. I even painted them. Not perfect, but it's good enough. Painted the fork legs, as you can see. Also painted a bit of the frame because I got bored. So that's nice and glossy again now. That was a test. Done the battery box. That's all painted up. Back in. Quick one. If you have an old bike that has a lead acid battery with an overflow pipe, put the fucking overflow pipe on because that was corroded the fuck and horrible looking. Just put the overflow that goes out the bike, otherwise all the acid gets in there. But so that actually looks a lot better than it does. That I have a plan for this lot. Break time. I need to get that out of there. Fit that somehow. I have no idea how this goes together, but I'm hoping that is in one piece. Right, update onto why my brakes didn't work. This is the plunger. It has one rubber seal here, which is like a dust boot, to keep the crap from getting in. It has a rubber seal here, and a rubber seal that rests on there, on these reed rails. That you can't really see. Guess where that seal is? That's right. halfway down the fucking spring. Past the steel that goes on the spring. That was never gonna work. Put a new kit in anyway. Greased it up. Used a lot of that. Fun. So, my brakes on. That's the original hose, because it's metal, it's fine. New lower, new upper, which is new upper hose. Here's more, which is too long, but it bled up. It will hide back there, it's not catching on anything. I'm not worried. But my hose is looking good, doesn't catch on anything. Last thing, the rebuild kit is in. It seems to be working just fine. I still have to maybe bleed it again. I'll double check in a few days. That bleeder is completely stripped. Oh, so I will need a new one. But other than that, done that. I think I'm going to end the video on that one. I know it's not really been much, but this is how it goes when you have a job and trying to get parts together. But it's all back virtually one piece, because I'm waiting for rear shocks because they're shot completely. They don't do anything. I've got a new headlight coming, which I might be able to do something with the original bezel there. And I'm just waiting on some paperwork. That's it. Other than that, she's ready to go back on the road.